certificates that I received that are verifiable and all from the props themselves. And I'm going to go over the reasons why these props were good to work with, and potentially if they were good to work with, what you need to watch out for when trading with them to make sure that you get paid out. Because at the end of the day, we want to get paid out. So let's have a look at my payouts and which props that I would recommend. So my most recent payout that I've spoken about quite a lot on my channel about and on Twitter was with AscendX Capital. Now, AscendX Capital was quite attractive to me because they had a fairly large discount, which to some extent is a bit of a red flag. Now, some props have discounts that are ridiculous, and that means that the prop is not going to be profitable long term, and that can be a red flag. But with AscendX Capital, I managed to get my withdrawal of $26,000. The first withdrawal, $26,000, which is amazing. And I've got $16,000 on the way with them that has not come through just yet. I will update all of you guys on that shortly. So that's the first prop I was quite impressed with. The only niggles to trading with them was, number one, their MT5 went down, which means that they're now in the process of getting MT5 once again. Not been a problem. I've just been trading with CTrader. The other thing to note is that they've now implemented 3% max exposure rule, basically meaning you cannot risk more than 3% on a trade, which you shouldn't be doing anyway if you are a consistent trader. So watch out for those rules. The other thing is that you must hold your trade more than 2 minutes. And this apparently, after speaking to the CEO, was to stop traders from manipulating their CTrader data and basically gaming the data feed so that they could make profit off of the data feed instead of actual trading. And this is a rule that you need to be aware of when trading with AscendX Capital. Again, I had no problems, managed to withdraw $26,000 with them. Another firm that I most recently withdrew from as part of my kind of $45,000 with prop firms was FXify. Now, FXify is a UK-based prop firm as well. And I've made quite a few withdrawals with them over the last 2 months. And I believe one was for about $7,500, another for about $7,500, and then the last one was for about $13,000, I believe. All with FXify. Really good customer service, really good withdrawals times. I never had any issues so far. And I continue to trade on those accounts. A few other firms that I've also withdrawn from is, of course, FTMO. Now, FTMO is the gold standard in the business. The only downside to trading with FTMO is basically they are the most expensive prop firm to trade with, which is not ideal, but it does mean that they have the longevity to continue on for a long period of time because of profitability. And they've got the reputation to prove it. They are one of the first prop firms and one of the longest running prop firms. Because they are so huge, I don't doubt that they will continue to be profitable for a long time and continue to pay out traders for quite some time to come. The only thing you have to get over is how expensive their challenges are, and the fact that you need to reach 10% target for phase one, whereas with firms like AscendX, you can pass with just 7%. So it makes a big difference, okay? Now, another prop firm that I withdrew quite a bit from was Blue Guardian. I withdrew over $18,000 from Blue Guardian. And again, really great prop. I don't think you guys are not familiar with the fact that I really like Blue Guardian. I'm a little bit biased. Obviously, I work with them. They are a great prop firm, and that's why I associate myself with them. They've got really good customer service, and of course, they've got the Guardian Protector, which helps stop you from hitting your max daily loss, which is also really, really nice. I'm very excited to see what happens with them in the future. So those are probably my top props to recommend that I've actually withdrawn from. There are a few other notable mentions. Another one that I would mention is Funded Next, also really great prop. I have not withdrawn with them yet, but I do have challenges ongoing with them, and I plan to withdraw from them in the future. The reason I like them, they are quite a large company, and they've got a lot of big capital behind them, meaning that they have the longevity and the legs to continue. They're not running solely on this business venture. If they go through a harder time, I know that they are more likely to continue long term. They also have really good payouts. The trading conditions are really good on them as well. I believe a report on PropFirmMatch recently comparing trade conditions came out, and Funded Next was one of the best. And so that's another reason that I think that they're great. They also offer MT5 as well, which is really great. By the way, all of these props offer MT5 except for AscendX. Okay, AscendX will be getting MT5, I believe, in the next few weeks, apparently. Now, let's move on to my no-go props, okay? Do not under any circumstance trade with these props, and I will explain to you why. Now, the first stop we're gonna make on the no-go props list is HFT props. Any prop that allows you to pass with an HFT bot, it's a problem, guys. Because longevity-wise, you cannot sustainably run a business like that. People are gonna be passing challenges on autopilot with HFT. How on earth are you going to pay out profitable traders if you're especially running a B-book model prop firm? It's not sustainable long term, and we've seen props like this come and go and drop like flies. It's not sustainable. In my opinion, it is going to be a few of the biggest rug pulls, and these are props such as Next Step Funded, Nova Funding, Funding Lions, Katana Funding, all of these firms that allow you to pass with HFT. It's them trying to do a big money grab and then they're going to run away. That's just my honest opinion. I had passed with HFTs in the past on firms that allowed it, okay, previously. And I also got rug pulled. That's why I'm talking about this right now. Because I've been a victim to this as well with other props, okay? So do not get fooled by that whole idea. There is no real shortcut way to doing this. You just need to pass, all right? Now, other prop firms, and these are more regular prop firms, which by the way, a few of them actually allowed HFTs at certain points in time, which is quite interesting. But these props are ones that I would probably be very cautious of, and I would say is part of the no-go prop list. A good rule to use is any prop that is run by a lifestyle guru trader. Now, these include FX Alex G. Unfortunately, I mean, he's blown up like crazy, but unfortunately, he falls into that category of Forex trader, lifestyle guru. Lambo Raul, Swaggy C, James Storms, any of these kinds of guys that just flex lifestyle mostly. And yes, they've had big trades. Yes, they've done well. But I mean, Drake has had big wins on roulette. Doesn't mean that he's consistently making money with it. It just means that he's a good influencer and he makes a ton of money off those gambling affiliate deals that he has. And this is a similar kind of thing, okay? In my opinion, my honest opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me below if I'm wrong. But FX Alex G, Rocket 21, I would not go near that. Lambo Raul, Leveled Up, would not go near that. Lambo Raul, of course, recently having a lot of scrutiny about his bot that he just released that really screwed a bunch of people over, and then him kind of like washing his hands of it. Not a great look. Swaggy C, I believe his prop went down, I believe, when the funded trader went down as well, if I'm not mistaken. He was kind of like a white label of that, or he was working with the same tech company as them. And then like Fortune's Funding as well, also run by James Storms. Also, I would prefer not to use a firm like that. Again, there are so many better options in my opinion. And so those are some of the no-go props that I would not touch. There's also a few other props that offer more than 50% discount. This should be a red flag for you, okay? If a prop offers a too cheap a price for their evaluation, you need to understand that it's not a sustainable model, and that needs to be a red flag for you. You need to stay away. Okay, if it sounds too good to be true, guess what? It probably is. Just because it's easy doesn't mean you're going to make money easy. In fact, you're probably going to get ripped off. That's the sign you're about to get ripped off. All right. And that is the key to understanding this. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So again, this was all my experience with props, and